Welcome to Understanding Security Layers Lesson 1. Lesson Skill Matrix, Technology Skill, Introducing Security, Objective Domain, Understand Core Security Principles, Objective Domain Number 1.1. Technology Skill, Looking at Physical Security as the First Line of Defense, Objective Domain, Understand Physical Security, Object Domain Number 1.2. What you are trying to protect, why does it needs to be protected, what you are protecting it from. What is CIA? Confidentiality, integrity, availability. Confidentiality. Confidentiality is the characteristic of a resource ensuring access is restricted to only permitted users, applications, or computer systems. Confidentiality deals with keeping information, networks, and systems secure from unauthorized access. There are several technologies that support confidentiality in an enterprise security implementation: strong encryption, strong authentication, stringent access controls. Integrity. Integrity is defined as the consistency, accuracy, and validity of data or information. One of the goals of a successful information security program is to ensure that data is protected against any unauthorized or accidental changes. Availability. Availability describes a resource being accessible to user, application, or computer system when required. In other words, availability means that when a user needs to get to information, he or she has the ability to do so. Typically, threats to availability come in two types: accidental and deliberate. Risk management. Risk management is the process of identifying, assessing, and prioritizing threats and risks. A risk is generally defined as the probability that an event will occur. A threat, which is defined as an action or occurrence that could result in the breach, outage, or corruption of a system by exploiting known or unknown vulnerabilities. The goal of any risk management plan is to remove risks when possible and to minimize the consequences of risks that cannot be eliminated. Risk assessments are used to identify the risks that might impact your particular environment. Dealing with risks. After you have prioritized your risks, you are ready to choose from 4 generally accepted responses to these risks. They include avoidance, acceptance, mitigation, transfer. Principle of least privilege. The principle of least privilege is a security discipline that requires that a particular user, system, or application be given no more privilege than necessary to perform its function or job. Attack surface. An attack surface consists of a set of methods and avenues an attacker can use to enter a system and potentially cause damage. The larger the attack surface of a particular environment, the greater the risk of a successful attack. Social engineering. Social engineering is a method used to gain access to data, systems, or networks, primarily through misrepresentation. This technique typically relies on trusting nature of the person being attacked. Security and cost. Security costs money. You should also strive to make the security measures as seamless as possible to authorize users who are accessing the confidential information or resource. If security becomes a heavy burden, users will often look for methods to circumvent the measures you have established. Training goes a long way in protecting your confidential information and resources because it shows user what warning signs to watch for. Physical security. Physical security is the first line of defense. There are a number of factors to consider when designing, implementing or reviewing physical security measures taken to protect assets, systems, networks, and information. These include understanding site security and computer security, securing removable devices and drives, access control, mobile device security, disabling the log-on locally capability, and identifying and removing key loggers. Access control. Access control is the process of restricting access to a resource to only permitted users, applications, or computer systems. Defense in depth. Defense in depth means using multiple layers of security to defend your assets. That way, even if an attacker breaches one layer of your defense, you have additional layers to keep that person out of the critical areas of your environment. Goals in physical security. There are several other goals to keep in mind when designing a physical security plan. Authentication. Site security must address the need to identify and authenticate the people who are permitted access to an area. Access control. Once a person's identity has been proved and authenticated, site security must determine what area that person has access to. Auditing. Site security must also provide the ability to audit activities within the facility. This can be done by reviewing camera footage, badge reader logs, visitor registration logs, or other mechanisms. Physical premises. For the purpose of this lesson, we will break the physical premises into three logical areas: external perimeter, internal perimeter, secure areas. External perimeter security. The external security perimeter is the first line of defense surrounding your office. Common security measures you may encounter with respect to an organization's external perimeter include the following: security cameras, parking lot lights, perimeter fence, gate with guard, gate with access badge reader, guard patrols. Internal security perimeter. The internal security perimeter starts with building walls and exterior doors and includes any internal security measures with the exception of secure areas within the building. Some of the features you may use to secure an internal perimeter include the following: locks on exterior doors, internal doors, office doors, desks, filling cabinets, etc. Security cameras, badge readers on doors and elevators, guard desks and patrols, smoke detectors, turnstiles, and man traps. Secure areas. Areas that not only restrict to external attackers but also to limit internal employee access. Secure area security technologies include the following: badge readers and keypads, biometric technologies, example fingerprint scanners, retinal scanners, voice recognition system, etc. Security doors, X-ray scanners and metal detectors, cameras, intrusion detection system, light beam, infrared, microwave, and or ultrasonic. Computer security. Computer security consists of the processes, procedures, policies, and technologies used to protect computer systems. Servers, desktop computers, mobile computers. Mobile devices. Mobile devices are one of the largest challenges facing many security professionals today. Mobile devices such as laptops, PDAs, and smartphones are used to process information, send and receive mail, store enormous amounts of data, surf the internet, and interact remotely with internal networks and systems. Docking stations, laptop security cables, laptop safes, theft recovery software, laptop alarms. Removable devices. A removable device or drive is a storage device that is designed to be taken out of a computer without turning the computer off. Includes memory cards, flash drives, floppy disks, CDs, and DVDs. Removable devices typically connect to a computer through a drive, through external communication ports like USB or FireWire, or, in the case of memory cards, through built-in or USB-based readers. Removable devices. There are three basic types of security issues associated with removable storage: loss, theft, espionage. Keylogger. A keylogger is a physical or logical device used to capture keystrokes. An attacker will either place a device between the keyboard and the computer or install a software program to record each keystroke taken, and then he or she can use the software to replay the data and capture critical information like IDs and passwords, credit card numbers, social security numbers, or even confidential emails or other data. Summary. Before you can start securing your environment, you need to have a fundamental understanding of the standard concepts of security. CIA, short for confidentiality, integrity, and availability, represents the core goals of an information security program. Confidentiality deals with keeping information, networks, and systems secure from unauthorized access. One of the goals of a successful information security program is to ensure integrity, or that information is protected against any unauthorized or accidental changes. Availability is defined as the characteristic of a resource being accessible to a user, application, or computer system when required. Threat and risk management is the process of identifying, assessing, and prioritizing threats and risks. A risk is defined as the probability that an event will occur. Once you have prioritized your risk, there are four generally accepted responses to these risks: avoidance, acceptance, mitigation, and transfer. The principle of least privilege is a security discipline that requires that a user, system, or application be given no more privilege than necessary to perform its function or job. An attack surface consists of the set of methods and avenues an attacker can use to enter a system, potentially cause damage. The larger the attack surface of an environment, the greater the risk of a successful attack. Physical security uses a defense in depth or layered security approach that controls who can physically access an organization's resources. Physical premises can be divided into three logical areas: the external perimeter, the internal perimeter, and secure areas. Computer security consists of the processes, procedures, policies, and technologies used to protect computer systems. Mobile devices and mobile storage devices are among the biggest challenges facing many security professionals today because of their size and portability. A keylogger is a physical or logical device used to capture keystrokes.